Oh, right. So we've talked about the quadratic formula and how to use that to solve a quadratic equation, and how you can get complex roots out of it if you get a negative number under the radical, and how you can get two real roots if you get just a number under the radical, and so forth. Now, there is something in the quadratic formula called the discriminant. Oops. And it's called the discriminant because it helps determine how many roots you're going to have and what kind you're going to have for the quadratic equation. Now, the discriminant is the stuff that's under the radical in the quadratic formula. So it's literally the b squared minus 4ac part of the quadratic formula. That is what it is. Now, a lot of times you'll be given a value of a discriminant and asked whether or not you have two real roots or one real root or two complex roots. And the way to figure that out is pretty simple. If you look at the discriminant, it is the stuff under the radical, right? So if that stuff under the radical, b squared minus 4ac, is bigger than 0, that means here you're going to be taking the square root of a positive number, which gives you some sort of number, and then you're going to be adding and subtracting it from negative b. So you're going to get two different numbers that you're going to divide by 2a, and they're both going to be real. So if the discriminant is positive, you will get two real roots. Now, if the discriminant is 0, then that means you're going to be taking the square root of 0 in the quadratic formula, and the square root of 0 is 0. So when you come to add and subtract 0 from to the negative b, you're only going to get one real number, and then you're dividing that by 2a. So if your discriminant is 0, then you get one real root. Now, if the discriminant is negative, that means you're taking the square root of a negative number, which is going to involve something with the I, which is imaginary, turns it into complex, right? And then you're going to be adding and subtracting that. So you're going to get two different complex roots. So that's pretty much it. When you use the discriminant, you do b squared minus 4ac, you check to see if it's positive, negative, or 0, and that will tell you how many roots you have and of what kind.